Hi, it's Sarah from Ruby and the Foxes with another tutorial video for you. This time I'm going to show you the yarn forward technique, usually abbreviated to YFWD in a knitting pattern. This is a really useful technique to know as it can be used for creating things like buttonholes or loopholes for bunting, like here. That's what I usually use it for anyway. So if you're following the free pattern from the Learn to Knit section of my website, we've just finished the rib stitch tutorial and are halfway through knitting the top edge border here. So we've just knitted the first few rows. This is showing garter stitch, which you may have done, or otherwise you've knitted the rib stitch so far. So I will now show you how to do the yarn forward technique. This is a bit of a strange one to get used to, as you will be creating stitches without knitting them, but I'll take it slowly so you can see what I'm doing. So we need to work the first two stitches together. I'm just going to work in knit stitch across this row just to keep things simple. So in order to knit the first two stitches together, you're simply going to take your needle and insert them left to right as in a normal knit stitch, but across both stitches at the same time. If you were going to purl two stitches together, it would be exactly the same doing a purl stitch, purling both together. But we're going to do knit stitch, and I'm going to insert it across two stitches there and just knit those together like so. So we've knitted two stitches together, so we've now got one less stitch on our needles. So we need to recreate that stitch and replace it. And we do that simply by taking the yarn and wrapping it around the needle to bring it to the front, just like that. And then just holding it in place there, I'm going to knit the next two stitches together. Like so. So you can see the yarn over has created that stitch there. It looks a little bit different to the others. That's because it was created by wrapping the yarn rather than knitting something, and there you can see that gap below, which is what we want. So just knit those two stitches together. So again, we need to do the yarn over. So we're just going to bring the yarn across the front of the needle, and holding it in place, go to knit the next two stitches together. Like so. There we go. So each time we knit two stitches together, we create another stitch. So by the end, we have the same number of stitches. I'll just show you that a few more times. So yarn forward. And knit two stitches together. Yarn forward. And knit those two stitches together. Let's shuffle the stitches up and I'll just show you one more time. So yarn forward. And then knit, if I can get it through. Actually, let's do that again because it wasn't going cleanly through the two stitches. There we go. And wrap that around like so. So I'm going to continue that the whole way across, apart from when you get to the last two stitches. Don't knit them two together, just knit them normally, just one at a time, and then you'll make sure that you keep 40 stitches on there. So I'm just going to continue across the row, and then I'll get back to you to show you what that looks like. I've worked across the whole row, and you'll see where we did the yarn forwards, and we've got those gaps between each two stitches there. So now we just need to do one more row of rib stitch. I'll do that now, see you back here, so then you can see what that looks like. So here we have it with one more row of rib worked above our yarn over row there. It probably felt a bit strange knitting with those yarn over stitches because they're quite loose, but that's quite normal, don't worry about that. So you can see we've closed the loops at the top with that row of rib we just worked there. So now all we need to do is cast off, which is the next video in the series. So I will see you there. Bye for now.